Okay, here we go. Christy Renee here again from Christy Renee Healing Ministries. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Like and share this video. I always say if it helps you, it'll probably help somebody else. I know it's helped me, the stuff that I'm teaching you and showing you, which is why I'm sharing it. So we were talking in the last video about hand mudras, and I showed you the hand mudra for brain integration and talked a little bit about that. Somebody has already messaged me and asked me, how do you know it works? Try it. Use it. See what happens. Notice if something changes. If it doesn't work for you, put it away. Don't worry about it. If it works for you, utilize it. Yeah? I mean, that's the test with everything. Some things work for some people. Some things don't work for some people. And it just kind of seems the way of things. It depends on where you're at in your consciousness. Some things don't work for you because you're not in a place where they're available to work for you. Some things don't work for you just because it's not the right thing. So play with it. See if it helps. See if it works. If not, go back to the old school whole brain state idea. Right? Go back and watch those other videos where we're just simply crossing our arms and ankles and coming at it from that way. You can use the brain integration hand mudra exactly the same way we were using the old school crossing your arms and legs. Same kind of concepts and ideas will apply. So if you've watched those and you know how that works, use it with this and notice. Pay attention to the world around you, inner and outer, and see what changes. Okay, the next hand mudra that I had used in that video where I was clearing and recalibrating things the other day was one that looks like this. So all of these fingers down, your thumb lays at the side, the pad of your thumb lays at the inside of this knuckle, and then fingers straight up in the air. Okay? This is a BG3 energy hand mudra. It comes from Dr. Ibrahim Karim, and I will show you a couple of books of his that I've been pouring through. Dr. Robert Gilbert, a protege of this guy's. You can find all kinds of stuff on YouTube where he talks about energy and different ways to utilize it. He talks a lot about the Rosicrucian. Super interesting stuff this guy's got, turning on the tree of life that's around you. And where the information came from was this guy. So Dr. Ibrahim Karim is I forget what nationality he is, but in Egypt is where he did a lot of his studying and then a lot of his training and a lot of understanding this stuff. And the BG3 energy, my understanding of it is if you take a whole spectrum of color and they had it in a circle, there's an area that's not covered with any, so it starts with black, goes all the way around, red, orange, yellow, green being at the top, and then all the way back around, and then the last color, you know, through the blues, violets, and then white, or what I would call pearl, but white. And then there's this wedge, there's this pi wedge left at the bottom of the circle, and he says they started testing it and using very specific energy testing and frequency testing, and he created dowsing instruments specifically to help with some of this stuff. Very geometrically shaped kind of things, very specific to what he was doing. And what they found was what they ended up calling negative green. So that bottom wedge of the pie was negative green, but not meaning this green is positive and this is negative. It was just because it was opposite on the pie chart, or on the pie chart. So negative green, what they found was that there was more frequencies inside, right, than just one specific frequency. Like if you have green, it's green, right? But there's all the hues of green, so each have their specific frequency. But in this negative green, it wasn't all just green. What they found was that there is a higher frequency of it. I think it was ultraviolet with the negative green. So ultraviolet, negative green, and it wasn't like, we can't see ultraviolet anyway, but this ultraviolet is a higher spectrum of the ultraviolet that we know about, right? So it's a whole different level of not only understanding, but geometry, probably the tones that go with it, right? Stuff that you can see and stuff that you can't see. We talk about that a lot. And then along with those two frequencies, the third one, so BG3, the other one is gold, as in physical gold, but this is more of a frequency of gold, and then it's a higher level of frequency. So you combine all those together and you get this, what they're calling negative green. And then this was the hand mudra that they showed for negative green. That's it. How do you know it does anything? You try it, right? I'm like, oh, that's a hand mudra? I love hand mudras. So I was sitting there and I feel my system first. I notice what I feel like in the moment I'm doing something or playing with it. Feel your heart, feel your brain, feel your body, feel the space around you, just feeling everything, right? Not feeling it, feeling it, right? F-E-E-L, feel all these different areas. And just notice, pay attention, and then hold the hand mudra. And then breathe. And I don't know what you feel, but my whole body starts lighting up, right? My hands, my feet, my legs, my chest, my back. Like I just feel the energy goes, it just lights me up. And what they said, one of these books, what was said was that the BG3 energy, and it might actually been in one of Dr. Gilbert's videos on YouTube, was that this frequency, that this energy, this hand mudra produces, because they measured it, so that's how they knew. I know because I can feel it, and things change when I do this. They said it is the frequency of, I want to say the foundations of life, but that doesn't sound quite right. Now I'm not going to remember what it was. Me and my brain since my near-death experience. It's that vibration that kind of holds everything together. It's a vibration that heals things if you play with it long enough. Right? So I keep coming back to this. If I start getting shaky or I start not feeling well, this is one of the first things I do, and I do a brain integration. Yeah? So now that you know both of those, here's what I do. I will start working through something. I'll start working through whatever I'm working on, whether it's with you or with just myself or something else I'm working on. And if I do any clearing or grounding, that kind of stuff, do the clearing, do a brain integration, do a BG3. Now do your grounding. Do your grounding work. Do a brain integration. Come back to BG3. So every time you're doing something, the brain integration seems to set it deeper in, and the BG3 raises the energy of it to whatever you're working on. And it's just so interesting. If I'm working on, somebody has an issue with depression, we do whatever work on the depression, and every time we change the subject just a little bit, I come back to a brain integration, whether I'm doing it with them or for them, doesn't matter to me, I just do that. And then I come straight back to the BG3. That's my dog Taz. Anyway, I hope that helps. If it does, please comment below when you're playing with it. If you notice something, if you notice, your body feeling different, say something, leave a comment below. That always helps move these videos. If it helps you, it'll probably help somebody else. I know it's definitely made a difference for me and my energy levels. Like, share, and subscribe as always, and I will talk to you again soon. Thanks.